What is up YouTube? I am Eric and you are watching Retro Video Game Pickups. In this video we are talking about games that are 20 years old. So if you like games, consoles, or product reviews, please consider subscribing and hitting that bell notification. With that being said, let's hop into it. Okay, so I've been wanting to do this video because it is now 2020 and Y2K or 2000 was 20 years ago. Now I started making this list and I think I want to do a few different few different consoles because there's so many that released in 2000 that are great games or awesome games or games that you want to play. So what I did is I've broken this down, at least for this video. It is talking about the Nintendo 64, which if you know the channel, if you watch the channel, you know I'm a fanboy of the Nintendo 64. And so I figured let's go ahead and talk about this. And I've got all the games lined up here over to the side here. And what we're going to do is kind of talk about the game a little bit, show some gameplay footage, and just kind of talk about it. I know this isn't going to be anything crazy, but these are games from 2000 that were released and that are still so much fun and so awesome to play today in 2020. So starting it off is Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards. Now, if you're a Kirby fan, you like cute games, this is a cute game. It's an awesome 3D version of Kirby. It's a lot of fun and I really enjoy this one. It's cute, it's pink, it's everything you would expect. And honestly, it plays pretty awesome on the Nintendo 64. So I had to talk about this one and it's just such a fun game there. Now moving forward, we're talking about a game that I absolutely enjoyed and loved as a kid, and I played the crap out of it. The NES version of this game was amazing, and when they brought it to the 64, I loved it so much as a kid, and that is Excitebike 64. Now, going back and playing this game now, it's an alright game, but overall, it's a fun game, and you can even play the original Excitebike from the NES version on here as well. It's one of the unlockables, I believe, and so it's a ton of fun. It looks cool, and this is a relatively cheap game, so I say if you're into like motocross or like racing games, I think this is probably one you'll probably enjoy. And then the different modes in it are just a little bit of sprinkling of something different, and it's still fun to play as well. So that is that. Now moving forward, we gotta talk about at least one wrestling game when you're talking about the Nintendo 64, because really there were a ton of them, and I decided to pick up WWF No Mercy. This was released in 2000, and as you can see, I've got a bum copy. It's not a great looking copy. It's got like a scrape down the middle and the back is missing, but I actually played through this a few years ago with a friend. I say a few years ago. I haven't played through it. I've picked it up here and there, but playing through it with a friend, and it's just so much fun. It's one of those games that it's not extremely hard, but it is still like nostalgic, and it's still a lot of fun to play. So this game I think has gone up a little bit in value, and so this is probably like a more expensive game. That's not $10, but overall it's a fun game to play on the Nintendo 64. Moving on, Mario Tennis. This has had a ton of revisions. You even saw a Virtual Boy Mario Tennis game, and this is the Nintendo 64 version. It's a ton of fun. I love these Mario sports games, and overall they're always fun. So I had to grab Mario Tennis and talk about it a little bit. If you haven't played Mario Tennis, you definitely should. It's basically what you think of. It's a tennis game with Mario characters. It's a ton of fun. It's cartoony. It's very arcadey. It's an awesome game, and it's fun to play, to be honest. There's like not much more to say. It's tennis and it's fun. Moving forward as a game I have talked about on the channel, I absolutely love this game. I loved it as a kid. I love it now. I love playing the remaster of it on the Nintendo Switch, and that is Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. Now this is often mistaken for the name Pod Racer, but that's not what it is. It is actually just Episode 1 Racer. Now this is a ton of fun. I love this game. Now I will say the Nintendo 64 version had problems with the background and the foreground blurring, but that's been fixed in the remake. So if you're looking to play this game, it's pretty cheap on the Nintendo Switch, but this is definitely a game from 2000 that is an amazing game. This came out around the age of the actual Star Wars Episode 1, about the same time, so definitely is a fun game to play. And if you like racers or Star Wars or the Nintendo 64, definitely think about picking this game up. It's pretty cheap, but it is still totally well worth it. Now moving on to probably the more expensive or the more sought after games, and that is Mario Party 3. Mario Party is a long-standing franchise, and it started on the Nintendo 64, and this is actually the third one. Yes, they got 3 Mario Party games on the Nintendo 64, and this is one that came out, and this is actually the one that is kind of peaked up in value when it comes to the Nintendo 64 ones. So definitely, if you're looking for this, go ahead and pick it up before the price goes too high. But these games are awesome. Mario Party is great for playing with your friends, pissing them off, all that cool stuff. You know what to do if you've played Mario Party. You will definitely enjoy this one. This one takes it back to the basics. Well, I guess technically it was the basics then, but it's totally a ton of fun. Now, one of my all-time favorites from the Nintendo 64, from when I was a kid to now, is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. Now, yes, there was a remake of this game just recently, like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I even talked about this game on the channel here about a week ago. And honestly, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater is one of those games, if you got into hip-hop or punk music or skating, you probably got into it from this game, and this one came out in 2000, and it's just a blast to play. I love all the characters, the maps, the world, all of the levels. They're just so much fun. I love playing this game on the Nintendo 64. Next is a game that probably some people argue is the best Zelda game. Some people are right, some people are wrong. I don't know what the best one is, but Majora's Mask came out in 2000, and this, as you can tell, is like the hologram version. And yes, there's tape on it because whoever had this before me broke it. Like, they broke the holes, and then they broke the corner, and so whenever I got this in a bundle, it had tape on it already. So I said, I'll throw it in the collection. It still works, looks good, and so overall, Zelda is a game that I don't feel like I need to talk about much here. But if you don't know about it, there are a ton of videos talking about Zelda's Majora's Mask. And honestly, this is a great game, especially a Zelda game, especially on the Nintendo 64. So this one definitely deserves to be on this list. And last but not least, Paper Mario. I am a huge fan of Paper Mario series, and this is where it all started. Now, some might say, okay, well, it started with the Super Nintendo Mario RPG, but officially Paper Mario started with this game, and so that is why I had to bring it to your attention. It's such a fun game, and I love these games. I love how cute they are. I love the artwork. I love how it goes along together. All of it wrapped up in one is just amazing, and it's definitely a game that you should definitely have in your system, at least your Nintendo 64 console collection. You should definitely have this game on it. So, 2000 was a crazy year. Now, I would like to say one thing. I had one more game that I was actually going to talk about on this list, and for whatever reason, I can't find the game. I was playing it recently, within like the last month, and I can't find the cartridge. It's somewhere. I looked through all the shelves. I looked on the little stand here that had some games on it, and I don't know where it is. So, Perfect Dark has got to be the last game. Now, if you're looking at games from 2000 all around, I think Majora's Mask, Paper Mario, Perfect Dark, all of these games fit in and are probably one of the best games on the system for the Nintendo 64 from 2000. So don't forget about Perfect Dark. I wanted to talk about it, and it's a great game, but I don't have the cartridge to show you, and I don't, for the life of me, know where it is. So that's the honorable mention, maybe? I don't know. It's a game that I would love to show you guys, but I don't have the cartridge, so we'll do without it, I guess, this round. But I want to say that was 9.5 to 10 games on the Nintendo 64. Yes, these came out 20 years ago. That is absolutely insane. Now, I remember Y2K 2000 happening, and it feels like it wasn't really that long ago. I was young, yes, I was 8 when it happened, but it doesn't seem like 20 years have passed. And these games are amazing games today in 2020 that you can play and have a ton of fun with. And that is why I wanted to talk about this. These games are awesome, and they're often overlooked as games. Not all of them, but some of them are overlooked as old games. They're not any fun. These games are fun. So if you have a Nintendo 64 collection or you're wanting games, check out these games from 20 years ago. So I want to know what you think. Comment down below and let me know. What one of these games do you love? What would you pick up? What would you play if you were without these games? What would you do? What would you need? Just comment down below and let me know. I want to say thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Make sure you hit that bell notification. That way you know when I post more videos, which is every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And one more time, thank you so much for watching. It really does mean a lot to me. But make sure you have a good day.